Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. This video footage that I'm going to show you was actually put out on YouTube by a content creator called Here's the Deal. I'll leave a link in the description so you can get more information. But it seems that Florida is passing a law, okay, that will finally start auditing political officials, judges, DAs, and all kinds of stuff. So that's going to be very interesting coming in the new year. But before I continue and play it, I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. I pray that it's going to be a new and healthy and safe new year for us all. There's been so much chaos going on this whole year. I mean, from wars to protest, to the crisis at the border, problems in the schools, you name it. This has been one hell of a year for a lot of people, for all of America, a lot of people individually, all around the world. So we could only hope and pray that this chaos starting the new year is going to start being exposed and being just abolished, because there's no need for 90% of the chaos that's been happening. Okay, so I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Okay, I started this channel back in July, and I have yet to reach my 500, which is fine. I was hoping to get it before the new year started. Who knows, maybe I will and get beyond that. So thank you all so much, and thank you for the heartfelt comments. To all the haters out there that left the nasty comments, I left them up so that you can expose yourself, and that's just the way it is. Okay, everybody has freedom of speech. You say what you want, and you do the damage to yourself. That's it. Also, if you want to help support the channel, down in the description there's a link to my Cash App and PayPal. If you can't do that, that's fine. If you can pass the channel around to family and friends, maybe tonight at your New Year's Eve party, anybody that you think might be interested, tell them take out that cell phone, that iPhone, go to YouTube, punch in my channel, subscribe, click on one of my videos, so you can watch it tonight or tomorrow, and that will help out immensely. So without further ado, let's listen to what this gentleman has to say, and see how good it's going to be for Florida. Here we go.
Well, it looks like Florida has found a simple yet effective way to get rid of corrupt politicians. I mean, they're stumbling over each other to find the exits from office down there. And it all centers around this form known as Form 6. But we'll get to that in a minute. Most of the North Palm Beach Village Council have resigned, including the mayor. The Naples vice mayor announced his resignation on December 31st, and a city council person also has threatened to go. Dunedin's mayor and city council member have stepped down, and 4 out of 5 St. Pete Beach city council members plan to leave before the end of the year, as do the mayors in Cedar Key and Williston. At least 8 elected officials in Pinellas County have left office or plan to, according to the Tampa Bay Times. 2 Daytona Beach Shores city council members have bailed. 1 left in Fort Myers Beach and another in Jacksonville Beach, and Eagle Lake barely avoided losing a quorum. So,
now, knowing the title that I put down, that the law should be implemented in New York and Chicago and nationwide, in my opinion, and the reason being is because I didn't put any content out, but they're showing the wasted money on one particular project, that the food services for the illegal migrants that are coming in, how much food is being paid for but being discarded, being thrown out. Perfectly good food, as homeless people, taxpayers are starving, can't even make ends meet or pay for their own food, or pay for enough food, I should say. Now, I'm not blaming the migrants for this, okay? I'm just saying of how the laundering of the money is going through all these private companies that the city is hiring, like the mayor of Chcago did with all these contractors and how they charge so much, okay, for services and goods. And I've been saying it for the longest. It's a big money laundering scheme. Tens of billions of dollars, being wasted, and the regular taxpayer can't get help, but yet they're helping out everybody else. If not, everybody else that shouldn't be here, okay, and abroad, in different countries, like Ukraine. So this is a law that a lot of people should vote for to be put on a ballot when it comes to voting season, so the taxpayer could see who are the corrupt officials, whether they're Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. Okay, we need to find out who's lining their pockets, whether we're going to like the answer or not. I think this is a smart move, but let's continue.
Why are so many small town elected officials across Florida abruptly resigning? Because among other new laws taking effect on January 1st, a change to the Ethics Commission laws means that they will be required to fill out something called Form 6 and disclose their finances in detail. And the same goes for new candidates for office. Now, typically I'm of the mind that it's nobody's business what you earn and what kind of wealth you've accumulated. But when you step into the realm of the public sphere, where you start affecting the lives of other people through the decisions you make, well, public service necessitates public scrutiny.
And I agree with that 100%. And I'll tell you why. Biden went and spent $75 billion to hire 75,000 new IRS agents who have been cracking down on people. They've made it so hard to get any kind of money transfers in many cases for $600 or more, and I've already fallen victim to that. Okay, and I just think that it's unfair that they could pass laws, like I said, whether you're Democrat or Republican, that would want to get into everybody's personal financial business, but yet they end up lining their pockets, and nobody is allowed to question that. If a lot of people don't like DeSantis, I get it, but he is a part of having this law being pushed out, and it just shows that what he's giving, what a lot of the taxpayers want, and that's transparency. Okay, and a lot of states, in my opinion, the whole country, should follow suit to this, especially like in Hawaii. Look at all the money that's going into Hawaii. They're supposed to be helping the people, the fire victims, and I've had some of the fire victims, okay, personally email me and tell me that they have yet to receive a penny from any kind of help, that they're on a list to collect money, and yet since the fire happened, they haven't collected a dime. But let's continue.
Or things just don't go well for the people. If you claim to be a representative of the people, a special light should shine on that kind of power. So what is Form 6 in Florida? Form 6 is the full and public disclosure of financial interests. It's one of the forms elected officials in Florida must fill out and occasionally renew. It's intended to add transparency to offices that make spending decisions, sometimes up to millions or billions in taxpayer money. State and county officials have been required to fill out Form 6 annually for years, but a change this year added local officials as well. So what financial disclosures do politicians have to include in Form 6? Officials have to reveal their entire net worth, including the dollar amount of bank accounts, 401k plans, and other assets.
Boy, if they could only pass this law in Congress, it would expose how many politicians, especially these Democrats, okay, how they make their money. One particular person, Nancy Pelosi. I would even be glad if a Democrat pushed to pass a law like this in Congress. I mean, one that would definitely stick. You would see tons of politicians on both sides, okay, resigning. I guarantee you. But let's continue.
This includes household goods, personal effects, property, cash, stocks, bonds, CDs, business interests, beneficial interests in trusts, any money owed to the official, and investments in assorted accounts, including the Florida College Investment Plan. They also have to list any source of income that provided more than $1,000 in the previous calendar year and liabilities in excess of $1,000 with the name and address of each creditor.
Okay, I'm going to cut that right there real quick. I think that the $1,000, I think whoever put this together, that's fine. But I think they should have counteracted that and said, you know what? No, they want to audit the everyday taxpayer from $600 or more. They should do the same thing. Matter of fact, they should have lowered it and said, no, we're going to start auditing you from $500 and up. But that's just my opinion. Let's continue.
Previously, local government officials had to disclose the sources of the income and business interests, but not specific amounts or percentages. So when did the Form 6 law change in Florida? During the 2023 Florida legislative session, SB 774, which is the ethics requirements for public officials, was sponsored by Senator Jason Border, and it was passed by Governor Ron DeSantis, who signed it into law on May 11th. Under this new law, as of January 1st, mayors and elected members of the governing body of a municipality and commission on ethics members must file Form 6. Candidates for an elected office that require Form 6 must also file when qualifying. Anyone appointed to fill a vacancy in an elected official that requires Form 6 also has to file. They also have to file federal income tax returns with associated attachments and schedules to report income. The maximum civil penalty is raised from $10,000 to $20,000. The bill also clarified some details about who is required to file Form 1, which is the Statement of Financial Interests. People say it's simply to bring parity to what local elected officials as to what state constitutional officers have to do. So what are the penalties for failing to disclose something on Form 6 in Florida? Failure to file can result in the removal or suspension from public office or employment and an automatic fine of $25 per day to a maximum penalty of $1,500. Failure to make required disclosures may result in reprimand, demotion, reduction in salary, impeachment, and a civil penalty to a maximum of $10,000.
I tell you right now, everybody that everybody hopes and prays that in their state that there aren't that many corrupt politicians or people that hold public office, which could be a wide range. I think that there's going to be a lot of open vacancies for work in these positions come January 1st in Florida. And I would love to see them, like I said, pass this law like in New York and Chicago and see how many people would resign or just retire. Say, oh, I'm just tired of it. I'm just going to, I'm going to retire. I don't need this anymore. Goodbye. But let's continue.
As of January 1st, the civil penalty is increasing to a maximum of $20,000 for ethics violations. In my opinion, these penalties are kind of a joke. It looks to me like these officials are vacating their positions more because they don't want the public that they may be swindling to see just how crooked they are.
Of course.
Before this law even takes into effect, currently all elected state and county officials, including the governor, the lieutenant governor, members of the governor's cabinet, members of the Florida legislature, state attorneys, public defenders, judges, clerks of circuit courts, tax collectors, property appraisers, supervisors of elections, county commissioners, elected superintendents of schools, members of district school boards, and assorted local positions and authorities have to report on Form 6. As of the beginning of 2024, that list will expand to include mayors, elected members of the governing body of a municipality, and commission on ethics members. So why are so many elected officials resigning in Florida? Many see it as an invasion of privacy and government intrusion that they didn't expect when they ran for office. Others have pointed out the unexpected additional cost for a CPA to help fill out what could be a complicated form, with penalties they'd be facing for missing something about a position which they say doesn't pay that much and in some situations is unpaid. So what do you think about these financial disclosures for public officials? Are they a good idea? Seems to me if they've already had something like this set up for other public officials, it's just a matter of time before these other lower officials will catch on and skirt around the new law. Leave your thoughts.
You know, I'm going to end it right there. And I left the link in the description to his channel. I did say judges in the beginning, but in my opinion, I'm thinking they're a public official. They voted in a lot of judges, so they should hold suit to that too. This is great. I think this is gonna open up a lot of transparency in Florida, and like I said, it should be implemented in all the states, in every state. Okay. I know a lot of people are not going to like it. A lot of people might get hurt to find out that maybe somebody they voted for that they trusted might end up getting in trouble. But you know what? That's what it's all about. Okay. It's supposed to be, they say equal opportunity under the law, then it should be, equal transparency under the law also. And I do know that there are some things that need to be kept out of the public eye when it comes to something really deep that's going on, in like the states and the government and all that. Just I agree, there are some things we should not know. But when it comes to something like this, the IRS, they audit the living shit out of anybody and everybody whenever they want to. And these public officials, they get voted in, they'll go in making $175,000 a year to start, and within 2 or 3 years time, I mean, they're worth $10-15 million, and it makes you wonder, and then they'll come out and say, well, I gave a speech, and no, I'm sorry, nobody gets paid that much to say a speech, to speak at some town hall meeting or whatever the case is. So, like Nancy Pelosi, I mean, between her and her husband, they're worth well over $200 million. Okay. And on her salary, regardless that she's been in politics for the past 40-45 years, whatever the case is, it's like, could she have made some smart investments with her money? Yes. But should she be worth that much because those investments, didn't really pay out that much? She needs to be investigated. Okay. And if you ask me, I think her retiring, whatever they want to call it, from her position in Congress, I think that she felt the walls closing in and said, you know what, I'm going to hightail it out of here. There's just too much going on, and a lot of fingers will be pointed back at me. And I think one of the things is January 6th. But I digress on that. So yeah, this is great. Show this channel some love. Leave a comment on their channel. Let them know what you think. Also, leave a comment on my channel. Let me know what you think. And pass it around. This is something that a lot of people, should be aware of. And they really should have town hall meetings nationwide and bring these things up, for laws like this to be passed. And you'll see how many corrupt politicians will leave to make room for the better politicians. And it might even change some of these corrupt politicians to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to go straight. Let me keep my job. And I promise to do better by the people. So, I mean, that would be great. So remember, please comment, like, share, subscribe. Give it a thumbs up on both channels. If you want to help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal. Once again, people, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. I keep saying it because it's still the holiday season. Happy New Year. Blessings to you and your loved ones. Everyone, let's keep praying for each other, like I always say. Pray for everybody that's in the middle of all these wars. Pray for the people in Maui. Pray for the fire victims also who have lost a lot in Canada. Okay. And remember, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.